How's it going, everybody? All right, continuing on in First Corinthians 7, 2 through 11, and we're in the New Living. But because there is so much sexual immorality, each man should have his own wife, and each woman should have her own husband. The husband should fulfill his wife's sexual needs, and the wife should fulfill her husband's needs. The wife gives authority over her body to her husband, and the husband gives authority over his body to his wife. Do not deprive each other of sexual relations unless you both agree to refrain from sexual intimacy for a limited time so you can give yourselves more completely to prayer. In other words, like a fasting process. Afterward, you should come together again so that Satan does not tempt you, due to your lack of self-control. I say this as a concession, not as a command, but I wish everyone were single, just as I am. Yet each person has a special gift from God of one kind or another. Let me see each person. So, sorry, I took a break. I'm back. So I say to those who aren't married and to widows, it is better to stay unmarried, just as I am. But if you can't control yourselves, you should go ahead on and marry. It's better to marry than to burn with lust. Lust isn't just desire. Lust is to covet, to take. I have broken this down many times. And lust means if you look upon a woman with lust, you have adultery in your heart. In other words, if you look upon a married woman to where you will get her, if at all possible, you are going to do all you can to have sex with her, then you've already committed adultery in your heart. In other words, even if she doesn't comply, you're making the attempts to follow through with it. So even if she turns you down, you've already committed adultery because you gave your every effort. That's how it breaks down. When you break down the word lust in the Greek, it changes over to covet, which means, and when you break covet down, it means to take, to have. It doesn't mean you just look at them and go, oh, they look really great. No, that means I'm going to get her. If at all possible, I'm going to get that. So, yeah, you have to be very careful about how people twist things around. For those who are married, I have a command that comes not from the Lord, but from me. A wife, not from me, but the Lord, excuse me. A wife must not leave her husband. But if she does leave him, let her remain single, or else be reconciled to him. And the husband must not leave his wife. We'll get to the rest tomorrow. I'm sure that this is the same. But if she depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband, but let not the husband put away his wife. Okay. So anyway, and let's move on to Daniel. Continuing on with the Medes and the Persians taking over. Then the presidents and the princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom. Remember, because he was ranked so high. But they could not find no occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error found in him. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. Then the presidents, princes assembled together to the king and said, thus unto him, King Darius live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom and the governors and the princes and the counselors and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing that it be not changed according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which altereth not. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. Now when Daniel knew the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he knelt upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God, as he did all the times before. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.